Namaste, my dear friends. Welcome to the community. My name is Tanushri, and the message for today is as follows. Even when our lives seem to be in order, isolation guarantees spiritual vulnerability. It's only when our house is full of the love of God and others that we can resist the wiles of the devil. Plugging in is neither an option nor a luxury. It is a spiritual and emotional life and death issue. This is a quote from the book Boundaries by Dr. Henry Cloud and Dr. John Townsend. And this is a quote that tells us about the importance of faith, connection, relationships, and community. So, I think in modern society, you get to hear a lot of messages like, oh, be independent, do your own thing, and which is great, right? Great. But there is another side to it, which I'm going to talk about today. And also, I see students moving a lot, people in general, because of work, because of studies, because of some other things, moving a lot. Like, without thinking twice, we just relocate to a different city, different country, different continent, and just like that we just lose all our connections, right? So there is a price to be paid for this. A lot of times growing up, we are not taught the importance of emotional health, the importance of our connection with God and our connection with our loved ones, our family, our friends, our community, and that sense of fullness of the heart, Now what happens in these cases is that when temptation arrives in our life, which it always does in some form or the other, if we are empty on the inside, we are not able to resist temptation. Yeah, that is a fact. In order to have good boundaries, in order to have that, inner fullness, to be able to be more discerning and to have stronger boundaries, you need to have that fullness inside. And how does that fullness inside comes? Two things. One is via a connection with God, our faith, our relationship with Spirit. And as Miss Terry Civilfoy says, how does faith come? Faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the Word of God, which means we need to have a regular practice where we speak the Word of God. You may be religious, you may be spiritual, you may follow any practice, but it is important that you read the Word of God, that you speak it out of your mouth every single day. That is how you build a relationship with God. You have to invest into your relationship with God every single day, and that keeps your inner self really full, right? Now the second thing is your relationships and your community. It is very important to maintain healthy, balanced relationships with your family, with your friends, with your community, right? That is what keeps your heart healthy. That is what keeps your emotional self healthy. So that when something comes along, when a temptation comes along, you're already like in a state where you can easily say no. You're already in a state where you can set your boundaries, right? Boundaries are not built in a vacuum. You need to have a relationship with God, and you need to have relationships with other people, right? And that's where Dr. Henry Cloud and Dr. John Townsend have emphasized this so much, because they say that plugging in, which means having a connection with God and having a connection with people in our life, is not an option, it's not a luxury, it is a spiritual and emotional life and death issue. So to keep your spiritual and emotional selves full, and to keep your emotional and spiritual selves healthy, you need connection. You need a sense of community. And how? By realizing its value and by realizing that you have to invest into these things every single day. Now you may say that, Tanushree, I am just a very busy person, I have no time for anything, you don't know, I am a doctor, or I am this and I'm working the whole day. I understand. I'm really sorry. But even if you love your work and all of that, which I'm very happy about in that case, even if you love your work and even if your rest of the life is amazing, but if you're starving in this area, you really need to look into it. You absolutely need to look into it, because that will give you that fullness on the inside, and that will give you that discernment to set boundaries when you need to set boundaries, whether it's in your work, whether it's in your other relationships, whether it's even in your hobbies or the things that you're really interested in, wherever. So irrespective of how other areas of your life are going, they may be very well, but still you cannot miss this area. You cannot miss this area. If you want to have a life that is healthy, balanced, and where you are able to set boundaries, you cannot miss this area, right? It is not like an option. It's a very important and valuable part of life. So once you recognize the importance, so yeah, we were talking about how you don't have any time. You don't need that much time. The good news is you don't need that much time. What you need is consistency. Even if you just invest 5 or 10 minutes in your relationship with God every day, that's it. Just do it every single day. Even if you just invest like 20 minutes or half an hour with your loved ones every day, that is good. Just make sure you are consistent, and then just make sure you do it every day. And if it is a friend who you're not able to meet every day, then at least make sure that you're able to connect with them like every single week or something like that, even with your family. So make it a habit to consistently spend some time with your family members, with your friends, and the community that you are a part of, right? It is an investment that will give like a lot of benefits to you, a lot of results to you, and most importantly, it will keep you spiritually and emotionally healthy, and it will give you the ability to set boundaries, right? So with that said, we come to the end of this video, and remember, when we heal ourselves, we heal the world. So please take good care of yourselves, be kind and compassionate to yourselves, and most importantly, believe in yourself and know that you are loved and you belong right here, right now. I'll see you in my next. Take care. Namaste.